This is Dragonfly, and this is Chicago. Dragonfly is one of over 6,000 boats that calls the harbors of Chicago home. And today, we're gonna do a deep back flop. Wait, what? Okay, yeah, we're gonna do one of those on what it's like to own a boat in Chicago.
I think we're here. I think we can go around this way.
It's private areas, it's just for your own safety.
Alright, if it weren't for Mr. Yacht Club Bouncer Man, I probably would have gotten away with you guys thinking Dragonfly was my boat.
They ask you how you are, you just
Since he blew my cover, I'll just tell you, this isn't my boat. We're
meeting up with Captain Greg. He's my new boat friend. I have been in Chicago for the past 3 years. I lived 5 minutes away from Belmont Harbor and always got to see all the boats going out onto Lake Michigan. And I've always been curious who the people are that are taking their boats out and what goes into owning a boat in Chicago. So we're gonna see what it's like today.
Hey, I'm Greg with On a Boat Sailing. We're down here at Monroe Harbor. This is the oldest harbor in Chicago. It's the most centrally located to downtown. So it's really nice being close to Navy Pier. We have 2 yacht clubs in the harbor. So we have Columbia Yacht Club over here. We have Chicago Yacht Club over here, CYC. It's just a great place to be able to cast the lines off and go sailing. This is Miss Dragonfly. She's a Genoa Sonata 37.
Greg's partner Cait acquired Dragonfly back in 2017, right after they had met, and guess what they met doing?
Cait's an architect. She was really burnt out and her office was right over here. She used to look out at the boats and just needed a hobby, something to take her mind off work. So she said, wow, that looks like fun, all those sailboats out there. Signed up for lessons, I was her instructor, so that's how we first met. Did a lot of sailing together. She decided she liked it so much that she bought a boat. I thought it wasn't such a great idea at the time. You know, boats are a lot of work. It was still a great decision. Love the boat. We can climb aboard.
Ahoy.
This is the cockpit. This is the area that you pilot the boat from. This boat, we have a nice large cockpit for entertaining. Pilot the boat from the helm. The boom here. Boom helps support our mainsail, which is rolled up right now. And coming forward, we have our head sail, have our anchor locker. That's kind of about it for topside. This is our cabin. You have the main salon, our galley here, sink, full refrigerator, and stove. Stove's on a gimbal so that as you're sailing, it stays level. We have a back berth, you can sleep too. The pool floats in there right now. The manufacturer says this boat will sleep 7. The settee here actually converts to a bed. You can take the table, lower it down, and we have a couple cushions that you put here. 2 can sleep there, and 1 can sleep on the port side bench. I don't think that'd be very comfortable. Cait and I normally sleep in the V berth just because the back berth is a little more claustrophobic. With the V berth, we have the overhead hatch, which allows for some nice airflow.
It looks pretty cozy.
We actually have a Tempur-Pedic mattress that we cut to size for the V berth. Before we moved onto the boat last year, we decided that we needed to definitely upgrade our mattress. I remember one time, Cait and I were in the Bahamas, and the boat was rocking so bad that everything was falling off the shelves. And so she literally just got up and cleaned the boat because she was just like, I can't sleep, I might as well just clean the boat.
Greg and Cait, they went all the way to the Bahamas from here.
That was a fun realization for me when I learned that Chicago is connected to the Gulf of Mexico and then also back to the Atlantic through the Great Lakes and the Erie Canals. The main route is called the Great American Loop, well-traveled route, mostly retirees looking for a little adventure. We decided to take off. We left Chicago October of last year, which is 2020, and we got back July of this year. The whole trip was about 8.5 months, about 6,500 nautical miles.
What's the cost to a trip like that?
So it's a wide range. We personally sort of budgeted around $3,000 a month for all of our costs, but certainly you could do it for less and certainly you could do it for more.
If I ever get a boat, I'm gonna do that.
Anything that we need to turn off or turn on for the boat is all positioned here. And then the head, which is the bathroom on the boat.
What are the rules for the bathroom? They go through like...
Sink just flows down into the Great Lakes, but any gray water sewage we have to hold on board and then we pump out. There's a pump out right at this dock, and then various marinas around the lake, they'll have pump outs.
So you've seen the boat, now let's talk about price. Owning a boat in Chicago, there are a few things that you have to pay for. The moorage fee, the boat itself, maintenance, and winter storage.
So our mooring is about $3,200. The moorings are a little cheaper because you're just floating on a buoy rather than being tied up at a slip. So a slip for us would be about $5,500, $5,700 for the season in Chicago. And that's paying for the dock itself that you're tying to, that's paying for the electric, and that's paying for the water that you're using while your boat's tied up. Definitely a little cheaper to be on the mooring. We enjoy it. We don't necessarily need the electric of the dock because we have solar.
Now, factoring in the cost of the boat itself, this will obviously vary greatly depending on the year and model of boat that you're looking at.
So a 37-foot, cruising class sailboat would probably range anywhere from 70,000, 80,000 up to a couple $100,000. It depends how new it is. It depends what conditions it's in. So anytime you buy a boat, you're going to do a marine survey. So you have a professional surveyor. He's going to test things like the hull integrity, your rigging if it's a sailboat, tell you what condition it's in, and there's a scale from Bristol being the best down to poor being the worst, and then how all those things add up against the market, you can get a value for a boat.
Finance it? Like how? Yeah, obviously you could probably just buy it right out.
Cash is always king, but if you do want to get a loan from a bank, call up your banker, see if they'll give you a loan. Most boat mortgages will be about a 7-year note.
And the cost you should definitely factor in when considering a boat is maintenance.
Our costs for the entire boat every year outside of, say, loan payments would be anywhere from like 10 to 20K, and that's paying for your slip fee, and then that's paying for your winter storage fee as well, and then any maintenance in between. So fixing things as they break, updating or upgrading your equipment, sails, rigging, stuff like that.
And the last cost to consider, as Greg mentioned, is winter storage.
We store our boat down at Crowley's Yacht Yard, which is off 95th Street. Take the boat out of the water for you. They put it on a big cradle to store it. They'll shrink wrap the boat. Indoor storage is just more expensive. So for outdoor storage for us, it's about $3,000 for the winter, plus any services that Crowley's might do. That's our plan when we're not sailing down to the Bahamas or Florida or stuff like that.
One might think that it's not worth it to have a boat when you can only use it part of the year. Greg had a different take on that.
I love having a boat in Chicago. I think it's the best thing to do in the summers, to be out on the water experiencing the Great Lakes. But a great thing about storing your boat for the winter is the fact that you're not using it and you're not having wear and tear. And so you get more value out of your boat and it's gonna last a lot longer. We're all in freshwater right now, right? So it means no salt. When the boat is in salt water, just have more corrosion. That salt air really eats into your stainless rigging, and really anything you have on the boat is going to get that salt on it. In the freshwater, we don't really have those concerns. Everything stays fairly clean, no rust, so that's a great benefit. We use our boat pretty much every day in the summer. Definitely a passion, something that anyone out there wants to share in. You just have to get out and do it. Buy a boat, buy what you can afford, and just try to make it work.
One step at a time. There's probably like a boat term for that.
One knot at a time, that's the boat one. But if you aren't ready to take that first knot, because there's clearly a lot that goes into owning a boat, there are a couple ways to dip your toes in the boat life here in Chicago. One of those being to take sail lessons, which I've always wanted to do, but I didn't know this nonprofit group called Sail Chicago existed. And basically they offer affordable sailing lessons to the community of Chicago. A more laid back approach. Greg and Cait actually started their charter business back in 2018. It's called A Boat Sailing, and you can get a ride on Dragonfly any day of the summer.
Thank you so much for having us. Where can people find you if they want to go sailing?
You can find us on all the socials at On a Boat Sailing. Check us out.
I will link that below in the description. If you guys are in Chicago, definitely go sailing. It's my top recommendation for anyone that comes. Thank you for watching. Rain, shine, wind. The boat life is still the good life. There's a bee. Don't worry, I got the, what is it called? The hem?
The helm.
Helm.
You're close.